All right, next step. I've got my block of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers of cardboard all glued together to make a block. This is what I'm going to insert my wire coat hanger into. First thing we're gonna have to do with the wire coat hanger, okay, is you're gonna have to disassemble it. And the way we do that is we just twist the top part of it, and it should just, well, it broke this time again. It happened to me on the other one. Okay, and then it opens up, and now I've got these 2 points, all right? I prefer to straighten them out a little bit. If you've got a pair of pliers, that would also obviously be a little bit more helpful. I don't know what happened to my pliers. I couldn't find them at the moment, so I'm just gonna do it by hand. You can do it by hand. It's a little bit more difficult, but it's not that bad. All right, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and I'm gonna start bending this in whatever way I want to. And that's what's gonna form the framework for your overall sculpture. So I'm just gonna pull this apart here like so. I can bend this way, like that. And maybe I'm gonna bend it that way. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. So that I get a little bit of a odd difference in that way. So then maybe we'll go, let's go the opposite way and see what happens there. Like that. And I'm just kind of having fun with this. I'm not necessarily doing anything, you know, spectacular with it. All right. And what we want to make sure is that eventually, okay, the ends of my coat hanger, see this, okay, are going to have to fit into my block here. So they will have to come back together at some point. So I'm just going to kind of see what that does. Sure. Okay, that works. Again, I'm not doing anything spectacular, anything, you know, creatively magnificent. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and press these ends of my wire coat hanger into the paper. Okay, so I got one in there. I figured this one might be a little bit easier since it's a little bit more vertical. Always do this so that your hand is not right behind it, okay? And so now that will hold there. Now this is pretty stable, but for my purposes and what I'm thinking of doing is I'm actually going to glue it to a wider piece. And if that's glued to that, it's going to make it that much more stable. All right, a little extra painting, not that big a deal, but just something to think about, okay? So there's the basic framework for it, all right? Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my pantyhose, okay? Measure out about the length of it. Doesn't really matter if it's too long because we can always cut that stuff off later. And now what I'm doing is I'm just cutting that piece off, okay? The other part we can go ahead and get rid of. And now we're going to go ahead and drape this over. I'll show you how to do that in the next bit.